Hi, welcome to You Got This, edition 5. This one is for children and it's on understanding emotions. I'm Sabrina Trobak with Trobak Holistic Counselling. There's a lot of different emotions that we experience in our lives, and often we're taught to just kind of push those emotions down and try not to feel them. This is not helpful. What we need to be able to do is be able to sort through and feel our emotions and let them out. These can be a variety of different emotions like feeling lonely, happy, surprised, angry, scared, sad, anxious, worried, content, frustrated, vulnerable, rejection, embarrassed, excited, disgusted, loved, content. There's a lot of different emotions. We need to be able to talk through and sort through these emotions and let them out, rather than pushing them down and keeping them locked up inside of us. Emotions are just emotions. They're not good or bad. They're not right or wrong. They just are. Now, some emotions are more fun to feel than others. Other ones don't really feel very fun to feel them, but they're not bad or good or right or wrong. They just are. And the better we get at being able to feel those emotions and let them out, the healthier we're going to be able to move forward. We don't have to hold them in as much. A big emotion that a lot of people avoid feeling is vulnerability. Vulnerability is kind of feeling that sense of powerlessness or fear, feeling unheard or invisible. Can also be connected to a fear of rejection or feeling kind of exposed. So a lot of people spend a lot of time really working hard to avoid feeling vulnerable, when really what we need to do is just be okay to allow ourselves to feel vulnerable. And often after we do feel vulnerable and realize we handled it, we often feel more confident after, that we were able to kind of come through that and handle the scenario or the situation. So how are emotions created? Emotions start with a thought. What happens is we have a thought, it creates a chemical reaction, which we then feel physically in our body. So in order to manage our emotions, we also need to be very aware of what our thoughts are and how to manage our thoughts. What happens with our emotions is we feel them physically in our body. So we need to be aware of what it feels like to feel those emotions from the top of our head to our tip of our toes. So what is our head doing? How fast is our brain going? Are our eyes watering? Do we have tears? Do we have a scrunched up face? Are our ears ringing? Do we have a lump in our throat? We're biting our cheek or our lips, clenched jaw, our shoulders tight, our chest. Does it feel heavy or tight or like something's sitting on it? Is our heart beating really fast? Do we have clenched fists, sweaty palms? Is our stomach hurting, or butterflies, or that stomach drop feeling? Our legs, do all they need to be moving and shaking? Do we feel weak in the knees? We curling our toes up really tight? We feel emotions physically in our body, and different emotions feel different physically. So part of what we want to do is be able to understand what each emotion feels like in our body physically, so we're better able to understand what that emotion is. If we can understand what the emotion is and we can label it, give it a name, then we have a better chance of being able to sort through that emotion and let it go. I'm Sabrina Trobak. You got this. Have a good summer.